stress that genuinely. Ọlọ́run á dúró tìlé wa, á dúró tọ̀nà wa. Gbogbo tá a bá dáwọ́lé a máa yọrí sí rere. Justice a máa reach ẹ̀, a máa accomplish ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú agbára ti Ọlọ́run. I am not happy today.
Why are you not happy?
A lot of us are not happy
after
today.
Insulting Shemal,
And
like
that's the
no man
honest
did
truth.
yesterday.
Was I expecting anything
Yes, please help
less
me
than
click
this
the
for
like.
today?
Please
No,
help me,
because they
support
already
me.
said the increase
Help me
is not
tap,
going to
help me
hold.
tap, so that they won't lock me out.
And that's the
On
thing for me.
TikTok.
In Justice for
Guys, help
Mohbad,
me
we
tap.
come out, we talk.
Tap for me
On the other
TikTok.
side, when they hear us, they are steps ahead of us. And for some of us, we are still not realizing that. You know, being not Latini mommy rich grace. Thomas Shadra Fua. Aláwọn bàbá aláwo ní PhD. Tójú oògùn ló ń ṣe káàkiri, tán ọ̀rọ̀ oògùn ṣe fún Justice for Mohbad. Kọ́ tiẹ̀ lo oògùn yẹn, kọ́ tiẹ̀ fi bá wa mú ẹni, kọ́ tiẹ̀ fi bá wa mẹ́ni tó pa Mohbad nítorí Ọlọ́run. Olúwa dúró tìlé àtọ̀nà wa o. Ọlọ́run á pẹ̀lú gbogbo wa o. Baba Mohbad, God will continue to bless you. Gorexi, Uncle Famuyiwa, everybody else.
Guys,
God bless each and every one of
TikTok,
us.
guys on TikTok, please help me tap. Help me tap so that they don't lock TikTok.
Justice for Mohbad has brought a lot of us, well, not a lot, a few of us together. We practically talk like, if not on a daily basis, we talk at least once, twice in a week. So it is what it is. Everything is messed up. The government fucked up. The police people fucked up. The courts fucked up. Yaomagogo overly fucked up. Adisa, God bless you too. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. That sweet taste, Ditola Dike. Thank you for your wonderful submission. Is it G-Babe or Westo? Okay. The last man stand is back. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your for the recap. We are going to give us a recap again, so people missed your submission. You got more point in court, and maybe also Naimuli might still come up, but she did well. But later we're going to call you on board again to give us what happened again. Kuku Dai, I know you're going to say something. I know you're going to type it. Where's two? Can we have it, please?
Well, good evening, everyone. I don't know how far my network is because it's giving me some red bars. I'm not happy, and anyway, I don't even know where to start from. But I'm going to try as much as possible to hear my opinion, as such that is not going to be, nailing anyone at the same time. I'm not going to be petting anyone with my comments. I'm going to just go harsh against some people, and regardless of the twist, I'll still have to. The first and foremost is that I think we were doing this justice genuinely before the fallout of some people to decide to say what they want is justice. We said it's not justice because the way they are going about it is not the way they should go about it. Unfortunately, they just prove it that they are not doing anything called justice. They are only being selfish. Who are these people I'm talking about? I'm talking about the Bakole and the Smith and their employer. Their employer, those who employ them, are not helping the matter. They have proven that they have interior motive. They are proving that they are selfish. They have proven that they are not even on the same page with us. Why are they doing all this? What is their motive? What is their mission? Is it their case? Is it their matter? Nobody called anybody to come and fight for justice. If you are convinced and you see it genuinely that this boy's death was, getting justice, then you shouldn't be waiting for anybody to guide you or push you or do this or that. An inquest, sorry, is my network okay? Or should I just switch? Is it okay?
We can hear you, it's okay.
Is that what? Okay. An inquest that was going on smoothly. Yes, I'm fine. An inquest that was going on smoothly. An inquest that we were just enjoying. An inquest that we were still trying to connect all that things are not hard enough. It's the same inquest that the so-called justice seekers from where they belong to went to court to go and stop. Eshewoni Mohbad Shewon, Eshewoni Baba Mohbad Shewon, kí ni interest in one? Stopping it, is it going to now be something of joy to them to say they have to put it on hold? Because what? Because they want to be incorporated. What will they be doing differently from the people that are handling the matter? Public lawyer, public lawyer, public lawyer. Now you have stopped it. Go and continue your public lawyer in your own court. Or go and start another inquest and start, investigating the cause of death. At the end of the day, maybe what you want to achieve in the court is for the family or for yourself. I don't even know. I don't even understand. They were there doing the analysis, doing all sorts of things. They are so happy. This information has been flying around since about 3-4 days ago that the inquest is not going to hold. I remember calling my lawyer to say, will you be at the inquest? He said yes. I asked him, I heard the inquest is not holding. He said, really? In the midnight yesterday when I was on show, he already messaged me that he has confirmed from the magistrate the inquest will hold. Even this morning he said, am I coming? I said, yes, okay. It was later he called me to say, I may need to stand on, be on standby. Why? He said he's going to update me later because of the premises and the rest. I didn't kill anybody, I didn't offend anybody. That is not even where I'm going. Those who are saying they are the best when it comes to handling justice, or when it comes to saying, oh, the legal team are trying, the legal team are not trying, they are the ones saying they know how to handle it best. Is this the way to handle it? Is this how to handle it? Like, what is your interest? Is your interest more than the father's interest? Is it more than our own interest? That is whack. That is wickedness of the highest order. The peak of wickedness. It's not by force. Show on your knee. It's not even distraction. It's more than distraction. Distracting people, is different. This one is a deliberate attempt to just slide. Let me say to slice, not even slide, to slice an innocent person, because it's like sliding the man, saying you want to get justice, you are in court, your son are there. We will use what we have to stop this inquest. You will not get the result of you will not get the result, and that is what they've done. Let me call our attention to something. Me, I'm always trying to be practical in my thinking. Now, the practical aspect of my thinking is that let's not agree that, okay, they've gone to stop court, they've stopped it without anything. Let's now look for how to favor them. By the time it will favor them, it will mean that they want to take over the matter. It will mean that they should allow them to be in court. Now, let's now be practical that we are not even saying, okay, all of you that are there before, whether you are doing it rightly or wrongly, leave it for them, let them do it. Please, they are doing it is for what mission? For a few sessions that is going to pay them or that employ them to be getting information or what? It's for what? They are saying that their interest is more than our own. They are saying their interest is more than the interest of the father. Their interest is more than the interest of the son representing the family. It's more than the interest of all the people that will travel every week to come to court, to come and listen to the proceedings, or what? Now to the pathologist. I want to talk to the pathologist directly. I will just call on the state government, Lagos state government, your government. I think if they don't know, they should go and know that they are shaming not Lagos State, but the country, that they can manipulate something that is so sensitive as such, sample of Mohbad, putting inside wrapper, grieving it from one man to another IPO, to another lab, to another this, to another that, without proper caption, without proper address, without proper note to hit. To the extent that pathologists were saying, I can't say if something happened in between, I can't say this and that and the rest. They have answered the question themselves, because I heard a lawyer was asking them, what if another toxicology and autopsy is showing that, the result is conclusive, this is the cause of death and so on. They said the pathologist replied to say, it cannot be. Definitely, if that result should now come to say, okay, this is the cause of death, they will now go back to say, that means in the process of, taking it from one hand to the other, something has happened to it. Meaning that they just disgrace the country. No proof that LMS, or BMMS, or whatever lab that is in America, no proof that they received the sample of Mohbad. No stamp. Even pathologists coming to come and read it has no detail that this is an authentic result from a very competent lab in abroad. Nothing like that. We're not going to court every day, every time, coming on social media, coming on TikTok, doing analysis. And some people will be there looking and say, oh, because they didn't allow us to take charge, they didn't allow us to be in charge, we're going to frustrate it. What would they be doing differently? What is their interest? What do they want? Even if they now got an injunction or letter or whatever from whatever court or appellate court or anything, that they should be incorporated in the proceedings, in the hearing, in the cross-examination, and a participant. Please, at the end of the day, are they going to will Mohbad to them? Are they going to be the one that will now come to say, what they cannot do, we have done it, now because we want the case? Like, I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, they deliberately want to frustrate this thing because they want it to favor who they believe that they should be supporting. That is the way I see it. And for Mama Mohbad, I'm not surprised. I see the woman as a woman that has no decision. Someone with no decision. Someone with no determination. Someone with no focus. That anything goes. I see her at anything goes. If it is A today, she goes with A. B today, she goes with B. C today, she goes with C. She's just indecisive. She doesn't know what she wants. She's not even understanding the effect of the person that she lost. She's not feeling it. She hasn't in any way think about herself losing something. That is the reason why it is so difficult for anybody to just come to talk to her, and the next thing, she's already believing it. Being with Wunmi in such a close range, such proximity, hand in hand with makeup and nails on Wunmi, even had she came with convoy, that DSS, you can see that even Wunmi doesn't trust police again. The reason why she opted for DSS, with all sort of, sophisticated weapon, as if she's a first lady of a president or governor. And this person was described to be looking for justice for her late husband, her so-called husband, because let me say for her late boyfriend. So DSS can mount the door, the road, front and back, left and right, center, with sophisticated weapon, guiding her up and down. Someone that wants justice. And you think we are actually fighting for justice. What is the interest of those who stop the case? Why has government lied to us? Why has toxicology result be inconclusive? Even the pathologists have come and defend what he has no evidence of, what he's not sure of, what he was given, or that the Agberu based on this system, garbage in, garbage out. Someone is dictating, someone is paying him. A piper is somewhere dictating what the pathology will come to read. We come to voice out. A lot of things are wrong. And based on the analysis that I've been hearing from the likes of Neimoli, who was there, Guresi, with the few people that went there that I've listened to, I think Sanshitu has really done a good job today for putting the pathologists on his toes, to make him to confess that he is not even sure of some certain things that he was defending. And that is it. You were given a paper, go and read it to the court. The court should also file a proper, petition against the government for wasting the court, the time of the court. They are wasting the resources of the court. There is something they call judicial resources. Going to court every day, adjourning case, spending money, bringing judge to court, lawyers, son, and the rest, with the sole intention to come and hear about the case. And every time court is coming to listen to them, or they come to tell the court, is lies, or probably frustrate the effort of the court and the lawyers that are, doing the proper job. What is all this? What is court going to do? Well, court cannot fight directly. It's the only thing is to write a report and probably, indict who they see as victim with evidence. Fine. But I'm saying that who is on top of this matter? Who is manipulating us from the angle of the government? What is wrong with Mama Mohbad that is also, making issues so difficult? Because Mama Mohbad has refused to see the reason to question me properly, that's the reason why Adura is here to talk. That is the reason why the people in the house, including the Jidebami and so on, have come to tell us lies. And that is the reason, more reason, why Wunmi will continue to get the attention of some people to continue to frustrate the matter. Yomi Fabiyi just started, as the case may be. Even in that, there are still so many things I'm also trying to find out and figure out about that. But of course, fortunately, the issue is not the reason why court was stopped. Because initially I was thinking that maybe those who are after him are the ones frustrating the matter. But for Yomi case, is another thing that needs to be looked into later. Of course, I have my reservations, but because of the insecurity that have taken over, this case, I think it will be difficult to believe anyone, and at the same time, difficult, to just overlook some things. As far as I'm concerned, I have seen nothing but lies. Please don't mind me. The NEPA just took off the lights now. This is Nigeria we are. I'm even flashing a direct light on my face. Ewani kojuma wo bye-bye. Ama jẹ nǹkan tí ó dá, ama mu omi tó dọ̀tí, ama tún wà ní ooru, ama tún sọ̀rọ̀ ohun tí fẹ́ bẹ́. You now say that we should not be strong in Nigeria. Our strongness is born out of frustration. It's not a decent strongness. Our strongness is born out of heat, hot weather, bad food, bad weather, bad economy, bad everything. Let me leave that. I'm still asking a question, and I don't want any one of us to joke with it. What exactly is the interest of those who went to court to stop the continuation of the court till further notice? What do they want? What can we do to them? What do they want to do to us? What do they want? Is it the same thing we want to fight for? If it is the same thing, why are they frustrating those who have started? I think they should supplement, they should corroborate with the process, not frustrating the process. What is their interest? We need to ask them. We need to know the offense that we justice seekers offended them. We need to know what we did wrong to them. We need to know what Baba Mohbad did wrong to them. We need to know what the death of Mohbad, the body of Mohbad, lying down in the morgue, what has that body done to them that made them to say this body will not get justice? What do they want? Why did they go to court? Why did they approach court? Want to fair Koba Sanshitu? They want Kilo Yibo Koba. They want to implicate Sanshitu because they made it look like it was Sanshitu that first received it. Because when Sanshitu, being a lawyer, being a sane person, being a professional, saw it, and he's saying that it is from a higher court. If he disobey, if Sanshitu should disobey that letter and not raising it in court, they may go to fine Sanshitu and seize his license or probably write against him that he is disobeying the law. He should be the one, advocating for the institution, and is the one disobeying the authorities of the institution. That is the reason why they forwarded it to Sanshitu, to implicate him. Because yes, thank you, Olaide, they will say that it's floating court order, which can lead to the suspension of his practice or withdrawal of his license. That is what they are trying to do. So immediately, Sanshitu raised an alarm that I got this from a higher court. Please, we were asked to put it on hold that inquest should not continue. And the people there were like, they didn't get it, they didn't receive it. Even the judge said they didn't receive it. The magistrate, the registrar, everyone said they did not get it. Why did they do that? And after doing that, they forwarded to Sanshitu to implicate him that he received it and he continued with the inquest. I've had it on another page where they belong, where those people used to talk to say the magistrate has received it because the magistrate has interest in the case. They want to find closure and see if they can get evidence. That is the reason why the magistrate, the magistrate pretended as if she is not receiving it. She has received it. And it shows the magistrate also has interest. Magistrates want to listen. They want to get facts. They don't want to go by essay. They don't want to put bad recommendation and record, or they don't want to escalate nonsense to higher courts. They cannot implicate Sanshitu. Is a wise man. He's a professional. Because when I heard, I was like, why will it be that Sanshitu is the one they sent it to? And why is it the same Sanshitu that first stood up in court to put it forward that we have an order to suspend the inquest? But at the end of the day, when I was thinking, I was like, oh, they actually did that to implicate this man. Why? What is their interest? Why did they do that? Question. I repeat again. Government, why did you fail us to conduct a simple forensic autopsy and toxicology? Let me shock us. Every day, Lolopa ṣe autopsy. Almost every day, we want a record of death. People died every day. People complain every day. Hospital conduct autopsy every day. Result comes out every day. You hardly see a day that there won't be autopsy, this and that. But why is Mohbad own so difficult for them to do? That they cannot even be sure of the sample they've taken to a lab. Even the lab is not even sure of the name of the person that owns the sample they worked on. They didn't even know if they worked on a sample or not. Because they replied a national newspaper correspondent saying they did not receive any sample of Mohbad from Nigeria. And they just come to court. This man just came to court to say he cannot even say, he cannot even determine the original stamp and signature of NMS lab that conducted the test. Then you were given such as a professional pathologist. You came to court to read such, to read it, to say it to the court. They should detain that man. You are verifying a result that you are not sure of. They need to detain that man. Called pathologist. Why are they joking with this? Issue matter the national issue. Comment chérie mo? Kí ló dé tá ṣe báyìí? Onílé ìsúnlé mọ́. Ọkọ àti ìyàwó ti kọra mọ́. People cannot work freely. Mental health is down. And we are here. Thinking is a joke. This is it. Personally, for me, I'm not going to give up. But if anyone is not ready for this justice, for this Mohbad, they should rather leave it for, thank you, they should rather leave it for those who are ready to do it. They should stop this frustration, process of making it look so difficult for people that have decided to say what they want is justice or nothing. If the only thing we want to treat today is the interest of those that stop the court from, conducting the inquest, if the only thing we want to discuss is to know why and what they want, is okay. The case of the part of government coming to lie to us, we'll attend to it later. The part of Mama Mohbad romancing with Wunmi, trying to also do all their woman thing, will come back to go there later. The part of DSS that were employed because they no longer trust police, there is too much pressure on police now. Everybody putting pressure on police. So the police is trying to withdraw themselves from guiding the same person that the public is nailing, the same person that the public is calling out, the same person that the public is seeing as a culprit, as a major suspect. They don't want to continue to associate against, so in a way, even those people no longer trust police because police have so much on them now, they now go for DSS, SSS. They now go with all sorts of sophisticated weapon, guarding left and right, washing her as if they are washing the first lady of the country. We'll go back later. We'll go back to talk about Yomi Fabiyi's own. Let us base it on why and why and why. Some people, some set of people, some interest group have gone to a higher court to frustrate the effort of those who are asking questions in court. Those who are inviting Naira Marley, Sam Larry, Wunmi, IPO. They were telling the driver to come and talk. They were expecting Karimo to come and give account. They are even trying to see if it is possible to restart again and get the details. And some people just say, because it is not from us, you people will not succeed. And they did it. And we cannot start from there. If we don't know the people behind Wunmi, now we are beginning to see. We don't know those who are bankrolling Wunmi, now we are seeing them. If we don't know some power that is playing, even if there are some power that are for real playing somewhere or acting somewhere, now we see the one. If we are looking for 10 things and we are seeing 8, let us deal with the 8. The remaining 2 will be exposed. The remaining 2 will be exposed. Let us deal with the one we are seeing. Of course, we are seeing Bankole. Of course, we are seeing Smith. And we are not just seeing them. We are seeing their work, their effort, their impact, their role. Let us ask questions. If they want it in an intellectual way, let us do it. What is your interest? Okay, we're not fighting. This is something we started a year ago. So many people's mental status has been destroyed as a result. Even the same man saying that I can't do it alone, I need people to help me to do it, is here to get justice. The boy is here to be buried. Now we want to know, we are not fighting you. What is your interest? Are you paid by opposition? Are there people somewhere that is telling you to frustrate this? Have you been employed by some people that people are mentioning? I don't want to mention anybody's name, but people are talking about some powerful people on top of the matter. As those powerful people met with you, paid you to frustrate this?
Yekudi is bashing.
That's why.
Somebody's bashing your seriously.
He will come back.
Let's listen to
Okilo's
that
asylum somewhere because the guy was doing nothing. He had no job. He had no business. He had no money. And you guys fell for it. You fell flat. But I'm glad today that Yekudi is vindicated.
Which vindicated?
She said it. She thought through him.
If he had given Yekudi the information, you people didn't see through him. You people empowered him.
He has NGO.
You people should look for Lagasa. Where is Lagasa? Where's Lagasa? Look for Lagasa. He came to justice for Mohbad through Lagasa.
Ibi tó bá lè jẹ́ dé ní jẹ́ lọ máa jẹ́ lọ jápa mo tẹ̀ lọ. Mo ilé ìtẹ̀ ẹ̀dùn mọ́ mi tẹ̀ tún dùn. Ìwọ ti ẹ̀ ṣé o tó jẹ́ kó yá gan ni. Spending yẹn sì.
Don't worry.
What do you mean at Japa?
Owó tọmọdé bá rí àkàrà ló fi ń jẹ.
Ìṣe orí ìlú
Japa. What do you mean about Japa?
Máa fọwọ́
I don't understand what you're talking about, Yekudi.
What's the meaning of Japa? Máa fọwọ́ ọmọgùn ṣàlùbáríkà bí ẹ̀dọ̀ sọ́kọ̀ penny.
I don't understand what you're talking about.
The song. Momo. Don't follow Momo. There is song. Momo.
He can never use that money for good thing in life.
Mr.
He don't say that. Mr. He just did to get money.
No, Mr. He don't say that. No.
If you want somebody of a pending danger and the person decides to go, no, you can't blame the danger. No, don't say that. He didn't go to steal from them now.
Mr. Ake, let me ask you a question.
Willingly walked into it.
Mr. Ake,
anything.
ṣé mi ní báyìí fọ̀bẹ̀ gùn máa fẹ́ báyìí bí ọwọ́ fẹ́ máa fẹ́ bá yín náà.
That is true.
How you that fine so it's not his fault.
That's true. That's true.
Ẹ má jẹ́ ká ríro, ẹ má jẹ́ kí n tọ̀ yín o.
Let me tell you something, Yekudi. I don't want to say this part. But because of Toby, because of Biodun, I will just say something. Because I said I would just be laughing. I'm not going to make any comment regarding to what happened regarding to this dude. But the theory is this: Yomi has been always traveling to Canada to US. Last year, I still saw Yomi at Canada. Canada. All right. But the thing is this: he just got a visa last year, and you know when Canada want to give visas, they give like 10 years. All right. But this one, Duro Asylum. Do you know what? The perfect timing, the protests, the videos, the pictures. Do you know that when he was even Japan, he went Mohbad?
Bossman. T-shirt. Bossman. Say it very well. Bossman.
I want to tell Bossman something.
If you see any person named Bossman, no letter in. I'm going through for her. Which kind of person be this?
I don't know.
You know what is happening? All the rule now. Anytime it comes like,
Bossman, right down.
They're after my life. They're after me. They want to buy me.
documenting everything. The same thing that what Wunmi was doing back then, that in early January, that we are saying that he's profiling all his documents. Exactly the game plan that they wrote. Okay, so all this protest is you know what? It came with divide and rule. It came with divide and rule. But hey, you couldn't come here. Okay, you couldn't be no cemetery. The bus got that. You know, you couldn't be no cemetery. They came with the game plan, divide and rule, and because he speaks well, and because people also do not even like it, and all stuff like that. But this guy have studied.
People don't like him. I want to tell you.
He went there.
Don't worry. I think the time is now. The time is now. Bossman, let me tell you something. Today, Bossman, let me tell you something. Today, when he spoke and he talked about security, when he said, when he spoke and he said, not only like him, love you. When he spoke today and he talked about security, when he spoke today and he talked about security, when he spoke today and he talked that and he said that his life was at risk, they wanted to assassinate him. Do you know that today some people still contributed money for security? Today.
I don't understand
what to do. I just want to use that quote to buy better than
what about the person that sold out the airport that never exists? So it's the same.
The thing is this. I think what I would first say is that they deserve. I think those people deserve what he did to them. Really, they deserve it because I don't know how you can have a group of people. I don't know how. I don't know how they will have some acclaimed, intelligent people or adults, and they will just. You see, this is just some of the things that happens in our society. That some people are just going to be gullible. They are born to be gullible, and it is insensitive of Yomi to have behaved like this because you see, posterity we always speak. Posterity we always judge Yomi. That is all I have to say because when we are writing the history of Mohbad and the journey that which we are all seeking for this justice, Yomi's name, I don't think is going to be said in good. It will not be said in good faith. When he comes and say they are threatening him, we that have been in this course for a year, nobody they tried to assassinate us. Now you will be saying you never
Mohbad does not come to court with any escort, no police. No protection.
Now, let's put Baba Mohbad aside safe because we know nobody want to even touch Baba Mohbad. People that are always going to the inquest, that are not even that are vocal on social media, nobody has threatened them. Nobody has faced nobody has reported that they are attempting to assassinate them. But he that has not even spent up to like 2 weeks. And he has started shouting assassination.
Justice for Mohbad is Owo Profusky.
You know how I see it. I think it is one of the things that Mohbad has decided to bless people with. Maybe it's one of the gifts, one of the things that Mohbad has decided to leave people with that, as long as you are fighting for his cause, you'll be, receiving money. But like I said, they deserved what he did to them. And, someone that planned, it's the same thing he did the last time. If you remember, he planned the protest And at the end of the day, he disappeared. Now, today, the National Assembly and the guy traveled a day after, and all of them could not even think that this is a politician.
He purchased his flight ticket on the 28th. He has planned it. On the 28th.
That is deceit in the highest order. So what now happens? Okay, now look at the way people are bashing Yeye, or they've been bashing Yeye. Now, what would you say about people that are in this justice for Mohbad, either by, they've sacrificed a loss, they are not gaining anything, they've not even gained anything. Many of you here on this platform, you have nothing, you have not gained anything, and you have been working tirelessly, effortlessly from the beginning of this case, and yet you face backlash every now and then. Okay. What do we have to say? Now, and look at someone that just came within how many weeks, and he did all of this, and nobody could talk. Nobody could hold him accountable for what he has done. And people are still gullible enough to still continue. I don't know. I think these are the reasons why we are here today. We are that is why, that is how it is. Because people cannot think for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
People cannot think for themselves.
I like
Bossman, if you are trying to make something right, Bossman, Bossman, there are people that are just there that they would never even see the right thing, that they will never see the good you are doing. It is not, I say it's today I realize that they are not doing it intentionally. That is how dumb they are. That is how dumb they are. So how can you as an intelligent person be doing something with people that don't even understand anything? It will lead to frustration.
Exactly. It will
lead to frustration. So
Google,
I don't know. They deserve it. They deserve it.
The way you put it, eating profusely. You are eating that cake profusely. You could look at all your shirt,
all your shirts. You are eating profusely.
Yeah, profusely. Inconsequentially, Naya they eat.
No, it's fine. It is well.
Let me tell you something.
I don't want to say.
I need you here, brother. Not to jack by again.
No,
okay, come up.
Request. It's okay.
It's okay. I want Biodun to be in the box. Biodun. There was a recording from Enito Jakpa. He said that when he was going to Mohbad Estate, that he got some security on Mufti. They were all around the corner. But even our people here stretching on. Security. That guy just giving them fabu. Ask Biodun.
Security.
What's wrong with your network now? Was there any security at all? Network Biodun.
Security to my foot.
He told them that when they were threatening them, he went with the security on Mufti or to hang around. When he come, this guy did not go with any security. Biodun was one of them now. Biodun, why are you dropping now? I want you to be in the
I have a question for you, Bossman, and any other person who might be able to answer it. So that video that Yomi did, he said everything he got, every information and everything he got, he handed it over to the police. In the same video, he said the reason why he was jackpying was because they wanted to assassinate him. So why didn't he go to report to the police that some people were after his life, since he made us believe that he was working with the police? And if you remember, every time he did a show, he said the Nigerian police is working hard. They are doing well. In fact, last week, twice he went to see the commissioner of police. The first time to drop a letter to inform them of the protest. The second time, he said he was invited so that they would discuss, they would understand what the protest is about, and they would know how to support him. So at what point, so if at all somebody said to him that they wanted to assassinate him, why did they not inform the police? And again, is it a coincidence that the phone, according to him, where the information of the assassin is in, that the phone broke and it got damaged? When did the phone break? When did it get damaged?
Every now don't break.
Please, are you interested in this? Can you please let us change topic? I'm not interested. Please, let's be real. I'm not
the reason I asked what happened today.
The reason I asked is because
no, let's talk about what happened today at the inquest.
Please, Toby, I do not care. I beg you people. I'm not interested.
Is D1, you know D1 told Angel Gabriel.
I do not care, Toby.
D1 told Angel Gabriel not to open the door for me. D1, Angel Gabriel matched them. So I wanted to go and tell Angel Gabriel that I'm repented. So at least they can allow me enter.
Well, no one that asked him that. What's the meaning of Japa? Toby,
this one is okay.
But where are the people who went to the inquest? Are they up to now no contact?
Oh yeah, but they will see from different view.
Okay, let's go straight to what happened at the inquest. Yes. What happened at the inquest today? Okay, the inquest started around 12:23 p.m. And I'm going to first state the appearances, because the appearances is important to the conclusion of what happened today at the inquest. First appearance was Sanshitu and his learned friends, and they represented Mohbad's family. According to Sanshitu, when it is time to, start any sitting, the court will demand for appearances. I'm stating it categorically for the sake of people who do not know how things. Let me just break it down so that everybody will understand. When a sitting is going to start, everyone will, all the representations.
Sorry, my darling, we can't attend to you now. I hope you had fun at Queen Latifah, but we can't attend to you now. We want to listen to the feedback from the inquest. So I will ask you later, maybe tomorrow. Thank you. God bless you. Great brought my uncle for me. Okay, go ahead, Biodun.
Okay, so the first appearance was Sanshitu representing Mohbad's family. Please note. So Sanshitu came with his learned friends, Don Akayibo, Emmanuel Okefo, Monisola Odumosu, Oluyemi Sanusi, and John Ikeruki. So they came to represent Mohbad's family. So there's Kabi Akinbola and MKO Orire representing Wumi Aloba and Liam Aloba. There is Olarunke Adeoti and Oluwasomi. Okay, Olarunke Adeoti came to represent Mohbad's lawyer, Oluwasomi Falade. So Mohbad's lawyer was in court today. Then there is Adams Agata, who came to represent Iya Mohbad. Akipelu Ogundano, with his learned colleague, came to represent Prime Boy. There is K. Nwola and Abiodun Kolawole came to represent African Women's Association of Women. Association of Women Lawyers. African Association of Women Lawyers. There is CC Unwachuku with his learned colleague came to represent Darusha. There is OSA and Romolaro and his learned colleagues CIA Elekwasi and E.E. Ngwobo came to represent Nigerian Bar Association. Then there's O.N. Nwobi and his learned friends who came to represent Abdulateef, a.k.a. Naira Marley, Abdulateef Fashola, a.k.a. Naira Marley, and Eletu Samuel, a.k.a. Sam Larry. Then there is I didn't get, sorry, Kenowala came to represent the nurse. So the nurse was not in court, but she was ably represented. Naira Marley and Sam Larry was not in court. They were not in court, but they came to represent, they were represented. That means that they did not ignore what's it called? The summon. Then who else was in court? The lawyer, Mubat's lawyer, Falade, is in court. Then Wumi Aloba came to court as one of the these are the respondents now, the witnesses. Wumi Aloba, Oluwasomi Falade, the nurse, Naira Marley. Prime Boy was also in court. Those are the people I can recognize so far. Nigerian Bar Association and the rest. So please note that means that on this inquest, there are enough representation from all angles. You see, it was Sani Wahab who opened the floor, and he told the court that he received a stay of execution. And the magistrate asked if any other lawyers also received that stay of execution, because the court said that she did not receive as at the time she was asking. And none of the lawyers received either. It was only sent to Sanshitu on WhatsApp. The magistrate wanted to take she was ready to take as many witnesses as possible today. So she insisted, because he said it took her, in her words, she said it took her a lot to get the pathologist to attend today's inquest. So she was willing to make sure that the testimony of the pathologist was taken. Before I proceed, this is what I think they were trying to do. They knew that there was no way they could have pushed not taking the pathologist, not making the pathologist come to inquest today, because they know it's going to raise an uproar. And they know that Sanshitu, his presence in the court today, will be, it will drill the pathologist. So they wanted him to stay off the court, my opinion. So that, because he was the only one who received that stay, nobody else received, not even the coroner magistrate. She did not receive. So Adebi Sanshitu decided to stay away because of that motion from a higher court. They would have taken the cross-examination of the pathologist without Sanshitu. Maybe in another 4 or 5 sittings, we are still trying to get the pathologist to come again. But luckily, Sanshitu said, "My lord, I will receive the stay." The magistrate said, "I did not receive it. So I'm going to act now and take as many testimonies of witnesses as possible so that this court can move faster." She reiterated again, the whole world is watching from here. And she's conscious of that fact. I'm very sure that she also, she's aware that international bodies, she doesn't know who is who sitting in the court. And our submissions, the way she handles the matter might be studied. So she's always consciously telling people that, the international, this Mohbad matter has become an international sensation that everyone is interested. And she's always calling the attention of anybody who wants to drag the case here and there. And so she decided to proceed. So it started with the cross-examination of the pathologist. Sashitu asked how long has he been practicing as a pathologist and a toxicologist. So he stated that he is not a toxicologist, he is a pathologist. But the toxicology, the report, the autopsy report was signed by him. The autopsy report, or the reports that was submitted to the court, contains the autopsy, the pathology, and the toxicology report. But he signed the entire document. So Sashitu asked him how long he's been practicing. He said he's been practicing since 2010. That makes him 14 years as a pathologist. So we can say to a degree that we assume we're talking to an expert in the field who knows what he's doing. So Sashitu started referring him to the content of his report, starting with page 2, where it was stated that Mohbad sustained injury at the back of the hand and sudden convulsion. I'm still waiting to read the autopsy. I've not read it, but I think, with the way it was cross-examined, I can get a lot of facts from that report. On page 2 of the toxicology report, or the autopsy report, or whatever, the report, let me call it report for flow of this conversation. The report, on the page 2 of the report, it was stated that Mohbad had an injury to the back of his hand and sudden convulsion. He confirmed yes. Then Sashitu started with the histology. The histology report is an overview, a report of his internal organs. It started with the heart. According to the report, their inference, after checking Mohbad's heart, they said they noticed moderate to severe autolysis. And Sashitu asked him, if somebody had moderate to severe autolysis, can it cause death? He said, yes. Please note his answers. Then they moved to his lungs. According to the report, they said the lungs also was diagnosed or was examined, and the report is moderate to severe autolysis. Then they asked him again, if somebody had this kind of report, can it kill? He said, yes. They moved to his spleen. The remark, according to the report, is that it's moderate to severe autolysis. Can it cause the death of Mohbad? He also said, yes. Now back to his adrenal glands. Sashitu explained the function of what the spleen does to the body, and all these, internal organs, the heart. We all know what the heart does. The lungs. When they say your lungs, had moderate to severe autolysis, can it kill? He said yes. Then to his adrenal glands, the same moderate to severe autolysis. He said yes. They moved to his pancreas. The report is that it's moderate to severe autolysis. He said yes. Can it kill? Yes. They moved to the kidney. The report says it contains moderate to severe autolysis. Then Sam Wahab asked the pathologist again, with this report, could it be the cause of death of somebody? He said yes. They now move to page 8. They ask the pathologist, apart from the superficial injuries to the hand, was there any other? Can the injury kill? He said no. Someone said, I'm not asking if, he said the wound on Mohbad. His answer is the wound on Mohbad's hand is a minor injury and it cannot kill. He said no. What he's asking, if there is an injury, a puncture to the body, can it kill? He said yes. Then they now ask him that he said that after Mohbad was exhumed, that there was no blood. So all the tests he carried out, where did he get the blood from? Because he kept reiterating, he corrected a general opinion. He said when Mohbad was exhumed, that what was found on Mohbad's casket was not blood. That because there was no blood in Mohbad's body. That was what he was trying to say in summary. But if you are going to conduct a test, you will need blood. Did he use blood? He said yes. So where did he get the blood from? He said he opened the blood vessel and he pick out blood. You see, the pathologist was crossed between telling us there was no blood, yet they conducted tests. So what did you use for the test? So I won't say it wasn't speaking the truth. It was torn between there was no blood. He kept saying there was no blood, but yet they needed blood to have carried out some of the samples, some of the tests. So he said he opened up the blood vessel and he picked sample of blood. So by my own opinion, whatever it is, no blood in Mohbad's body, but his blood vessel was open and they collected blood. It is safe to say there is blood. So now part of the report, is the first is the histology, the second is the toxicology. The toxicology report, it was referred to the publication in the Punch newspaper. They asked him, did you read this report? Are you aware of it? He said, yes, he's aware. Then, the claim in the toxicology, according to NMS lab, that is a lab in Pennsylvania, in the US, where they said they took the report for toxicology test. They asked him if he was aware that the lab had denied that there was no toxicology report for Ileri Oluwa Aloba. He said yes, that he read the report. They now asked him what his take was or is on the statement. He said in his exact words that they read the report. Actually, the report, the Mohbad sample was taken to the lab, but Mohbad's name was not used on the sample. When people now started grumbling, that died with him. And that the people who requested did not have authorization. And that is why NMS Lab said that the samples were not there. He was trying to find a plausible deniability for the report. So she should now put it to him that he should look at the toxicology report in his hand. There was a stamp. There were supposed to be 2 stamps there. A stamp of the DNA lab who conducted the histology here in Lagos, and a stamp of the NMS lab who conducted the toxicology. But the stamp of NMS is missing on the report. And he said the fact that there is no stamp does not invalidate the report. That sometimes they may not put stamp. Barrister Shitu was trying to tell him that he should go and read rebuttal on the what's it called, in the Punch newspaper, where the NMS lab denied having knowledge of a toxicology that was done by NMS lab. That you should look, and that letter, that their claim or their report on it was stamped. That why is it that a whole lab in the US will conduct a toxicology, because he attached it to the report, conducted a toxicology and was not stamped. He couldn't validate it, but he said it doesn't invalidate the report, so they moved on. Now they moved to the drugs that was found in Mohbad's system. But before they moved on to the drugs, you see, the toxicology report had a recommendation, and the recommendation is that the test that has been conducted should be subjected to a more advanced test. It was boldly written in the toxicology report. It was written that further tests should be carried out. Sanshitu now has a pathologist. Was this test carried out? He said no, that the test was not done. He was saying, I'm not the pathologist. I'm not the toxicologist. But the overall report was signed by you. This is what I thought played out when they brought Mohbad's body for autopsy, toxicology, and pathology. I think it's a responsibility, because Abiodun Kolawole, while he was examining the pathologist, they asked for standard operation procedure. When you want to conduct all these tests, what do you do? When he was talking, he was the one who collects samples from the body, and he will use his own to conduct his pathology test. He will send report for toxicology because he's not a toxicologist, to another facility. But his own is to conduct the autopsy and the pathology. So when you send a report out, they will examine the sample you have sent to them, and the sample is gastric content. That was the content in his stomach at the time of death, urine, blood sample, and some tissue. They will send it out to toxicology. So toxicology will examine that report and send it back to the pathology and say, oh, this is what we have seen, and this is what we are recommending that you do. Then you can create a report. Then they move to the injection that was found in Mohbad's body. They said there was paracetamol, there was Piriton, and there was antitetanus. Then they said, I'm not sure which one is the antihistamine who has effect of drowsiness. Okay, I think it's the Piriton, the ceftriaxone, has effect of drowsiness in the body. He said yes. Then they said if it was given, listen, everybody. So Wahab said if it was given in an overdose, can it cause death? He said yes. I stomach that. If it was given in overdose, can it cause death? He said yes. Then at this point, the interesting part of the inquest started. Barrister Shitu put it to the pathologist that when the toxicology report came back for further tests, did you carry it out? He said no. And you came with a report. He said yes. Then they now ask him, so why did you conclude that the cause of death for Mohbad is inconclusive? Because in the first place, the report you have given is an inconclusive report. So on that premise, you are going to give an inconclusive report. He said, actually, the reason why the test, because one thing about the court, when you are under cross-examination, when they ask you a question, you answer yes or no. If it is yes, you will explain. If it is no, you will explain. But you first of all answer if it is a yes or a no. So every question it was asked was first a yes or a no. So we already know our answer. So it will now explain what is yes means or what is no means. They now put it to him that, okay, so he said that he did not conduct the test. If you didn't conduct the test, how did you conclude that the cause of death for Mohbad is inconclusive? He said, based on the report given to him or the report before him, the cause of death is inconclusive. They now ask him to explain further. He said the tests, then Barrister Shitu told him of some modern techniques that are available. In fact, he has done his own work. He was giving those terminologies, do you understand, further tests that could have been carried out to reveal all those gray areas. He said those kind of tests are not available in Nigeria. In fact, the tests are not even available in Africa. They put it to him. So does it mean that if we need to ascertain the cause of death and we really want to know, since your report that is work in progress is still inconclusive, is it safe that we carry Mohbad out of this country to a place where we can find the modern technology or technique, that can reveal the cause of death? Since yours is unknown, it's inconclusive. He said yes, it's either we carry Mohbad out or we bring the expert from abroad. Do you understand? So, Barrister Shitu said, he's also putting it to him again that his report is inconclusive. And as a professional, when they have given you further recommendation and you have not carried it out, you are supposed to admit as a professional that, A, my job was done based on the available facility that I have, but that is not the best that is available to give me a conclusive cause of death. He was dribbling around it, but I like the fact that Barrister Shitu insisted, you understand, and make him answer those questions. At the end of the day, he admitted that further tests could have been carried out to ascertain the cause of death. So he agreed at the end of the day that his report is inconclusive. It's still work in progress. And he put it to him that he had come to the court to lie to the court, to deceive the court. Because you have come before a coroner and you have come with an inconclusive report. If you come to coroner with an inconclusive report, is it with the intention to deceive the world? You're trying to deceive us. Your report is incomplete. Why did you not say that the death is inconclusive? At the end of the day, they now started asking him more questions. One of the questions was, they told him that NMS has 3 facilities in the USA. Which one of them did they take Mohbad sample to? He said he does not know. They asked him, which, NMS lab has 3 facilities. Know. Yeah. He said he does not know. That was what he said. Then on page 9 of the report, they also reported that Mohbad had a fatal reaction to drugs. Initially, There were 3 drugs in his body. Paracetamol, antitetanus, and ceftriaxone, Piriton. So, on page 9 of the report, they reported that Mohbad, one of the inferences that was drawn, that he had a fatal reaction to drugs. They asked him that fatal reaction to drugs, could it be a possibility for the cause of death? He said yes. Then they asked him again, why are you saying that the death is inconclusive? You told us that the spleen, the liver, the pancreas, the adrenal glands, all had severe to moderate to severe autolysis. Yet you said that the cause of death is unknown. It's inconclusive. So that means that their inferences and their conclusions, they are 2 parallel lines. You are the one who said he showed severe to moderate to severe autolysis in his heart, in his lungs, in his pancreas, in his spleen, in his adrenal glands, but yet you don't know the cause of death. It's just like a groom went to do wedding. What is the name of your bride? Say, I don't know. And you are getting married. So what do you know? So they now said, oh, they asked him, okay, a fatal reaction to drugs. Which of the drugs? They said Piriton. A high dosage of Piriton in the body, could it cause death? He said yes. They asked him if there were other procedures as recommended by the toxicologist. No, they asked him that what other procedure is available in Nigeria that he could have used to support the procedure that was previously done that came up with this report. He said there could be X-ray, there could be microbiological investigation, and there could be virtual autopsy. They asked him, did you conduct any of this? He said no, he didn't. So that means that there are other procedures that could have been used that was not done. Okay, but Barrister Shittu again reiterated that his report is still work in progress. So it cannot be admissible. It's not admissible. It cannot be admitted in the courts. Then he read out a likely test that could have been done. I didn't get that name of the test, but I could ask 1 or 2 people to get the name later, and he said it wasn't done. They asked him if the toxicology report that was forwarded to him, further recommendation that was advised, was it done? He said no. Then they talked about manner of death and cause of death. They asked him if they were the same. He said no. Then manner of death is what exactly? You see, they were trying to let him know the meaning of inconclusive. They said, okay, we are students of English. Do you agree that inconclusive means uncertain? He said yes. Unconfirmed? He said yes. Unknown? He said, nah, I don't think so. But it's synonyms. If something is inconclusive, you can say it's uncertain, it's unconfirmed, or it's unknown. He said, he was trying to play around that. With that fact, Shittu was also able to tell him again that his report said it's still work in progress. Because when there was further recommendation, you did not do. When there were further reports, there were further or modern technology or techniques that could have been applied, it did not do. Then you now came out to say that the result is inconclusive. That means that your report is the one that is inconclusive, that could have generated inconclusive death. He tried to play around that. He did not accept. Then there was one of the representations stood up for cross-examination and asked him, There was the autopsy done alone or as a group. He said it was done as a group in the presence of the IPO. Please get this fact. Okay. And one of the family members who happened to be Blessing, who is Mohbad's sister. And they asked that the drugs and substances found, did you subject it to further investigation to check if their negative effect could have led to Mohbad's death? He said no. They now ask him, another person asked him that if Mohbad's sample and body is being taken to a modern, to another facility or done by another pathologist and toxicologist, would they get the same report? He said yes, they will get the same inconclusive reports. They ask him again that if it was sent to another toxicologist, would it be another report? He said he doesn't know. He's not a toxicologist and he was not able to say. This is another part that got me afraid of Nigeria. And I will say it, and I will pray at this point to everyone, may Nigeria never happen to you. May Nigeria never happen to you. I'll say it again. May Nigeria never happen to you. Why did I say so? They ask these pathologists, what is the standard operational procedure for conducting an autopsy? He said, once they take their, once they take the sample, how is the sample stored? They are stored in a bottle, put in a Ziploc, and handed over to the IPO. So when they take sample, they will take the sample and hand it over to the investigative police officer. That it is the IPO that will now take this sample to the lab. Let me explain our standard operation procedure for conducting autopsy in Nigeria. The pathologist will remove the sample. They will give the sample in a bottle, in a Ziploc, and hand it over to the IPO. It is the IPO that will now take it to the lab. Here's the question in the minds of the examiner, which later surfaced during the course of the cross-examination. Number one, after drilling the pathologist, how are you sure that the sample that was given was actually transported to the lab? Or the correct sample that was taken was the one that was transported? He said he doesn't know. They now ask him, how long does it take for a toxicology report to be ready? He said 2 to 3 weeks. They now ask him, how long did it take for Mohbad's report to be ready? He said they didn't get it until April. More than 4 months. Or more than 6 months to when 7 months to when he died. He said that, well, they're not asking that, does he know why? Since he said that toxicology report takes between 2 to 3 weeks to be ready. So why do you now have the report after several months? He said that, well, when they took the sample, when the IPO took the sample to the lab, it waited there for 4 months. So before the government took that sample for test, it has sit in the lab for 4 months. And I pray again, may Nigeria never happen to you. May Nigeria never happen to anyone. Yeah, for 4 months, Mohbad's sample was sitting down in the lab before something was done. Can we talk about the, what will I call it now? Viability of the sample after 4 months? Can we talk about what the result will be? Something that was taken in 8 days. Because they asked the pathologist a question.
Can I just interject you there? As you are saying that also pray that may terrible family not be your portion, our portion. Because
thank you. Yeah, I'm coming there.
Okay, thank you. So I'm
coming there.
Please.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for the input. I'm coming there. You see? Don't forget that for the pathologist, there are 4 branches of pathology. There's histopathology, there's semapathology, there's chemical pathology, and there's microbiology.
Please help me to tap. Help me to power tap so that I don't go off. Please help me to power tap.
Before you conclude on anything, you must have subjected the sample to these various, branches of pathology so that you can come up with a good report. At the end of the day, the autopsy was done on the 21st of September. Police collected the sample on the 22nd of September, but they did not get the report until April 2024. Yeah, let's count down. October, November, December, January, February, March, April. 6 months. A report that was meant to have taken 2 to 3 weeks. And the sample was sitting unattended to for 4 months. Again, Barrister Shitu reiterated that the report was inconclusive, the report was still work in progress, and the process of submitting it to court is deceitful to deceive the courts and divert our attention. Because everything that was done, you see, there is this guy from Attorney General's office who was trying to downplay. At first, a lot of other lawyers kicked against him, but at the end of the day, he made a very salient point. He asked him that, well, how do you collect the sample? They say it's collected in bottles and it's put in a zip lock. That means they lock it. He now asked them, if the lock is broken, would the lab collect it? He said no. At that point, he rested his case. So, for everything that was done on Mohbad, he said that the report was inconclusive. He said that everything that was recommended to be done was not done. When they eventually said they did, which Barrister put it to them, that the same toxicology you're talking about, just admit that you didn't do anything. You didn't do anything because the NMS lab rebuked that you brought a sample to them at first. Secondly, you said the sample stayed 4 months. You cannot vouch for the viability. Maybe fresh samples could have been taken after 4 months. Do you understand? So as to take, but something that you have left unattended to for 4 months. We don't know how it was stored. Maybe it's still viable. Modern science could still make it viable. But the fact is that it stayed with them for 4 months unattended to. So at this point, we concluded, and other cross-examination that was also done was also around, all these questions. They established the fact that the wound on Mohbad's hand is superficial. That means that there is no puncture. And they asked him, Sashitu asked a very important question. That could that court lead to death? He said no, that the court was too minor. It couldn't lead to death. Okay, somebody now asked him a question. That when you conducted the autopsy, did you check the head, Mohbad's head? He said yes, he did. He said there was no cut to his head, there was nothing. They now ask him, okay, is it possible that if Mohbad has hit his head on the wall, maybe there's internal bleeding or anything? He said, well, if there was internal, he didn't say, he said if there was an injury to the head, he would have seen a crack. But they were asking him internal, if there was an internal injury that might not have shown a crack, but had effects. He played around it like, no, there was actually nothing around the head. They now ask him again that in the videos we've seen online, we saw that Mohbad's neck was bent, and that was there, a damage to the neck area and something. They said actually no, that the damage, as in because it was longer than the casket, so sometimes they might have to force the person in, but there was no damage, no, he didn't give account or a report on the neck, even though it was crystal clear that the head was bent. And for the head to be that bent, it must likely be broken for it to be bent. He said there was no observation around the head and the neck. So he played around the truth. So before I go to the family matter, I would open the floor for questions so that any areas I didn't touch, your questions could help me juggle my memory and I can give you answers to it before we get to the family. Thank you very much.
Carry on. We are watching this super story. Just carry on. Parolo, we are following. We don't want to dilute it.
Okay. Okay. You see, my last submission after the last inquest, I made it so clear that my critical analysis of this whole event and the scenarios that were playing out, I said it in Yoruba. Moni nkorere kan kò lè ti Nazareth ìyá Mohbad jáde. I said it clear. In fact, you see, the last time, a lot of people showed that empathy. But I liked what played out today. Everybody ignored Iya Mohbad. And they were looking at her, tanu, because it was shameful eyes. Oju itiju, nothing wo. Do you know that Wunmi came to the court with not less than 15 armed policemen? 15. And I like what some ladies did, even though it requires a lot of guts and effrontery. As she was stepping out of the court, even with the police behind her, they just started raking. They started heaping curses, calling her Ashana, Bokojaye, blah, blah, blah. She offering Nikabakaba, ran into the car. Do you know that Iya Mohbad followed Wunmi and go? May bad family not happen to you. You see, over the weekend, I watched Karimo's confession. When Karimo said there was a time Mohbad was traveling and that on his way to the airport, his spirit was disturbing him. He went back to check his luggage and found that there was drugs in his bag. And he went back home. I cannot imagine what Wunmi is using to hold Mama Mohbad. That, because all through today, you see, people just look at Baba Mohbad and think that man is all right. That man can never be all right. You need to see him. See Mohbad today become Mama sorry Kodobai, and he will start shaking his head. You see, his actions, his spoken words. This man is in pain. This man is grieving. This man is dead inside. I will now tell you something that happened why the case was told. You see, there is this, I told you all the representations. There was a representation by the name Professor Smith, who came and said is interested party and is going to represent the public. Let me tell you why the magistrate did not admit Smith. Don't forget, there was representation from Nigerian Bar Association. There's representation from African Association of Women Lawyers. There is representation from the entertainment industry. There was. Then there's representation for people who are not even members of the family. You see? We understand that an inquest is a public hearing. But the coroner said that Barrister Smith came after the coroner had proceeded nothing original before he came. That if they are going to include him in the current proceeding, it will be setting them some miles back. But since that the inquest is a public hearing, he's allowed to come into the court and tell questions, which is fair enough. The coroner does not know you. The magistrate does not know you. The magistrate is aware that the world is watching, and she is conscious of that fact. So the magistrate is not biased by saying that, hey, please come when you can come to the court at any point in time and ask questions. But not being satisfied, he went to High Court to seek a motion for stay of execution so that they can come to the High Court and discuss why it should not be part of the inquest. So it is not as if the inquest has stopped. No. The man wants to bring himself in by fire and by thunder. And this is what I have to say to the people who are instigating this. Mo fẹ́ kẹ́ rántí pé àṣesílẹ̀ òun ni àbọ̀ wá bá. You are using somebody's pain to catch cruise. I will not curse you, but I will pray a prayer. May what happened to Baba Mohbad happen to you. Then somebody will have the guts. It is the temerity. It is the effrontery for me. Ọmọlọ́mọ ló kú. Ẹ tún sọ fún bàbá ẹ̀ pé bó ṣe ẹjọ́ láti wá òkú ọmọ ẹ̀ kò tó yín. You say you can come with, a box of public opinion to say, hey, we are interested. This is the support we want to give to you. But if the father of the deceased is saying, no, I don't want your support, it is good and highly recommended that we respect our boundaries and respect the decision of father of the deceased. You now went as far, the magistrate was ready to take as many testimony. Don't forget, a lawyer came to represent the nurse. We were supposed to take updates. Lawyer Falade, which is Mohbad's lawyer, Oluwasomi Falade was in court. Wunmi was in court. And the magistrate was ready to take as many witnesses as possible. But because of your own interest, selfish interest, you stall all these processes because you want to impose your lawyer
hold on.
on Baba Mohbad.
But how can a court,
yes, ma'am,
on a court proceeding be ongoing? And then the High Court, I know it's a higher court, but at the High Court will stop and, you know, and over the issue that's and there will be an discussion. How is that? Is that, I mean, does it make sense? Because let's be guided, though. Let's be guided. Was this information passed on by the judge? Or it is you people's assumption?
No, you see, at first, it was Sanshitu who informed the court that he received an order for stay of execution. Then the magistrate was surprised. He said she did not receive. Then she asked any other lawyer that did they receive? He said no. So when she rose, the first time she rose, you know, she would take a break. Because that cross-examination of, in fact, he had to advise Barrister Shitu to take a chill pill like 3 times. Because the man was sweating and was talking on top of his voices. On top of his voice, rather. Yes, Shitu. So the magistrate was saying, hey, calm down, sir. Be calming down. Because it might intimidate. Because at a point, the pathologist was going to say, but I've answered the question. Then Sanshitu had to say, hey, excuse me, I'm a senior advocate of Nigeria, so answer the question when I ask you to. He now asked the court to tell the witness to comply.
It's stay of proceedings, because you said there's a...
Okay, sorry, stay of proceedings, sorry. Stay of proceedings, yes. Then the court now, when the magistrate rose, I think it was then she now went to, they informed her that there is actually that motion from the High Court. So she came back and she said something. She said, even though the coroner is a special court, but we are still going to respect the higher court for a stay of proceeding. But she wants to reiterate that the world is watching and they are watching what we are doing. That because of that, is going to accept it for the next 14 days. So that I think Baba's lawyer can go to High Court and quickly, you know, sort out the scuffle and they can fix another date for the next inquest.
Okay, so it was clearly stated that it was...
Yes.
Okay.
She stated that she received... At first, when we took the pathologist, she said it will continue because she has not received. So I think when she rose, she was informed that when they took it, she was now informed and she came back to say that this proceeding is hereby, you know, stopped, and everybody rose and said as your court as the court pleases, and that was it. But to the people, you see, I hope that everybody can learn public. Taba fi enu ge obi fún yín, ẹ lè má jẹ́. Ṣùgbọ́n taba fi sọ̀rọ̀ fún yín, ẹni a wí fún ọba jẹ́ ó gbọ́. Ẹni a sọ̀rọ̀ fún ọba jẹ́ ó gbà. This process is also another agenda. Whatever agenda they are trying to push, I don't know. But just the same way Yomi had his agenda, these people have their agenda. Whoever is behind it, do not, my words, do not fall for this gimmick. Don't buy it. It's all charade. It's all lies. It's all attempt to distract the cause of justice. But one thing I want you to know, the pathologist ran and ran. Sa. Eventually, the outstretched arm of the law caught up with him. He came to coroner inquest today. So no matter how much you try, you will only try. Emma forward go saying, but you cannot change anything. You cannot change anything. You cannot change anything. So whoever is behind this, be guided. You are only able to stop the proceeding. You can't stop the course of justice. You can't stop it. It's not possible. Stop trying. Because this is more than you. It's more than your opinion. It's more than your intention. It's more than what you're doing. Because justice must prevail. Justice will be served. Justice for Mohbad.
Thank you so much.
I drop my mic. Or I yield my mic.
Thank you. Thank you, Daddy. Thank you. So, Prince K Crown, whatever you were in the court, kindly let us know what happened in the court. Thank you.
Said a whole lot, and whatever I'm going to say is just going to be repetition. But then, my observations, and there are some things that she actually said that I want to disagree with, because I don't want. I usually try as much as possible to always let us understand things perfectly, so that we'll be able to put out the right information out there, and it won't cause unnecessary dragging and all of those things. Now, I think I'm going to pick from the last statement that she made, that say maybe the Bankole and Smith, they are the ones that are trying to I think the mistake that was made is that the case is a public case, number one. And every lawyer, anybody can, have the right to be there and to be represented. But if we look at this case, or whatever that has happened, if you look at it deeply, you understand that it was. The reason why I want to explain this, I don't want us to. I don't want the year platform should be set for dragons, because people that will not, understand, basically they will feel maybe, she's the one that is trying to attack Aries and all of those things, Aries and co. But that is not the case right now. So it's actually a case between, them and Baba Mohbad, knowing fully well that she was the one, that it was Aries that maybe they came through Aries or whatever. So they don't want them. But the truth is that the magistrate at one time, walked them out of the court, and they strongly believe that they are interested in the case and they want to represent the public. That is what basically what they are actually fighting. That they want to they want to represent the public. So, and I don't know if you remember, there was a publication that was made by Baba Mohbad, back then, with the legal team, that that doesn't have any legal representation. There are nobody that is representing them and all of those things. I think all those issues actually started, with them, before transiting down to the court, and and with that, these things could have been avoided. Really, it could have been avoided, because we don't know. We cannot foresee. In my own opinion, we can't foresee that. Okay, it is these also people that will bring justice to us. Maybe what if it is their input also in the case will lead us to justice. Our goal is to get justice, and I think we should not personalize this case, in my own opinion, because the case is a state, I think I don't know how to say it. It is is a case for a girl, not Baba Mohbad case. I don't think we should personalize that. Not, but yes, I understand that they are the ones going to the court, but it is a case that that the states, the government itself, that they are they are prosecuting. So we should understand that anybody can, just the way anybody is free to go to the court, any interested party can decide to join it and all of those things. So it is something that could have been avoided really, and and they did what they could do. I could remember one of those times that the magistrate himself told them that they can write to the High Court. He told them that they can write to the High Court, and measures have been taken. Now the question is this: why is it that the magistrate did not receive all of these things? Why is it that it was only Sanshitu that received it? I think all of them. I just believe that they were just trying to feign ignorance that they have not received it. That is as far as I'm concerned. Because today you could see the Naira Marley as a married lawyer. You saw the nurse lawyer. Although they were not present, but you could see their representative. So it was like a way of saying that okay, they were in attendance. And so they know that today it will not going to be hold. There have been speculations about it that the inquest will not hold. So they already know that the inquest will not hold. And I think the magistrate just also decided to take the cross-examination, because it has been thing that we have been waiting for a very long time. So she just decided let's just take this thing, because if she had listened to Sanshitu before the proceedings started, we would not have had any inquest today at all. Of which I know that so many times, whenever inquest starts and there's any
interlocutory injunction.
Yes, she looks at it first. She looks at it first before even commencing the proceedings. So I think they all know. They all know what is what is. So the magistrate cannot. For me, see, I said something one day on this platform when I went today. I said the magistrate for me has compromised. I'm saying it and I'm saying it again, because see, the magistrate is doing all her best to make sure that these people do not appear in court, especially that nurse. Because before we went on the break, before she went on break, she was calling for the nurse, and it was a nurse's lawyer.
I would like to engage K Crown after his submission, please.
No problem.
Now, I would like to engage you, K Crown, after your submission, but I will take my time to listen to you. So I'm listening.
Please.
It was a nurse's lawyer that still, made the magistrate to understand that there is an injunction.
Okay,
that there is an injunction. He made that to understand that there is an injunction, and that was why she said, okay, let me go and check and ask the registrar or whatever to see if it has been delivered to her on all of those things. And she didn't even take that. And when she came, she just said that there's an injunction from the High Court, and then the court has been the Korean inquest has been suspended. So I think they all know what is going on. They all know what is going on, and they all just try to, as much as possible, to make us believe that they might just make us to believe that she doesn't know. The question I'm still asking again: why is it that it's Sanshitu is the one that will receive an injunction, and the magistrate in the court, the person sitting in the case, did not receive that thing? Is it possible? I don't think it's possible. And she said she doesn't know about it. So I think we should understand that it is not just for Bankole and Sweet. I'm only saying this the way I understand how it has been played, or how it is playing. Anybody could have their motive, but I don't think. I think it is. I think it was just the right thing that that
the nurse wasn't there. The nurse wasn't there. That's not true.
The nurse wasn't there. So I just think it is the right thing that they have done.
Okay, K Crown, can I engage you now? K Crown. Can I engage you now?
Before you engage, let me ask you one question.
Can I engage you? Two of you can ask that. Toby, ask, but do you wait? Because I want to believe you want to engage him for a long time.
I just want to ask K-Crown one question. K-Crown, is it true that on Thursday, that's last week Thursday, that Yomi Fabi mentioned on his live show that the inquest was not going to hold or something like that? Is that true? Because I've been on like two platforms today where they said it. Is that true?
Well, I didn't hear if Yomi Fabi has ever mentioned anything.
I don't want to be mentioning Yomi Fabi in here. Why distracting me? Who is Yomi?
Based on what K-Crown just said now, that people knew already that the magistrate was not
Yomi here. Yomi ti japa. Yomi bí báyìí gbàgbé ọ̀rọ̀ Yomi smarter, put it one side. Ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn èèyàn tó make sense. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́. Ẹ má sọ̀rọ̀ Yomi rárá, it's a distraction. Where did you get your speculations from, K-Crown, please? The speculation of you heard that you've been around, they were speculating it at one point.
I said the lawyers.
That's what K-Crown is about.
There is an injunction. I said they know that there's an injunction, and that is why you could see that the representative of those witnesses, like Sam Larry, the nurse, that is why you see them present in court. Even Falade, that is why you see them present in court. And when it's time for them to be called, that is when the nurse's lawyer decided to reminded the judge, the magistrate, that there's an injunction that she needs to attend to. So now, if the magistrate was calling for the nurse, because the magistrate said that there is an important witness that she has to take. So now they are calling for the nurse. Where is the nurse? Who will come and represent the nurse? The lawyer will stand up and say this and say that. So it is a well-planned thing.
Okay,
it is a well-planned thing.
That is what you think.
I don't believe that the magistrate is not aware. I don't think the magistrate is not aware. She is aware. And even if the magistrate is not aware, Sanshito is aware. And why can't
is aware that the nurse is not around?
That there's an injunction.
Okay.
Yes, he's aware that there's an injunction.
Yeah.
And so if Sanshito is aware there's an injunction before today, then I think Bamobad also is aware that, or except maybe they did relate it to him. That there's an injunction.
Yeah, because the actual proceedings, that means that the court is not going to hold. I mean, it's not going to hold.
Yes.
So how is it
not going to hold?
Okay. Can you engage? Let them engage you. Maybe she wants to try and do that something from there. Piodu, please go ahead. I would love to. That's okay.
Okay, let me before she asks a question. Now let me say this. Now, I remember, if you remember on this same platform that we're deliberating about the nurse. When Bossman said that there is a
No, okay. She just wants to pick. He wants to retrace something. Okay, go ahead. Hold on. Okay, go ahead.
Now, when we're talking about the nurse, and I said that I was going to find out, about the nurse, going to this thing. Now, this is it. Some of us need to understand the politics and the thing played in this case, and there is also a speculation, that the nurse has not been signing. There is also the speculation that the nurse has not been signing. I can tell you that. So you see, some of the things that let's just keep it, because like I said, the way the magistrate behaved in the last inquest has shown to me that she is preventing the nurse. She is preventing some witnesses to come and appear in the court. So I think that is what so let's just know that, because I don't know why it is so difficult for the nurse to be brought into the court. Even if at all there's going to be an injunction, at least the nurse should be present. So that is to tell you that they already know. So it's
I said to you people the last time, I said if I see the nurse, then I know there's a case. But I because like Kekan already rightly said, I have heard that she's not signing anymore. You know, and why is that? And I was already aware that I've been told that if she comes for that inquest, then case it might make sense. But she didn't turn up. So the story is over and it's terrible. Why have they not been able to bring the nurse to the inquest? Or a year now. Okay, please, Biadu, kindly engage. Kekran, thank you. That's okay, Biadu.
So if before she comes up, so if whatever thing has been resolved in the High Court, it also shows that I believe that it is being resolved. Then it has also further proved that the magistrate
manage it.
Has also proved that the magistrate herself can be challenged. They also prove that the magistrate can be challenged as well. So I think for me, like I said, for me, it's a good move. We may not understand it right now, but it's going to have a good effect, a good cost on the clearly trying to make sure that some people do not appear in the courts. I've said it before. I've always kept out from the other magistrates as far as I'm concerned.
And I guess that's why the people that are trying to recommend their public lawyer, maybe they think that Baba Mohbad's lawyer is not doing enough. Maybe that is why.
The case is a public case. The case is a public case.
Yeah, it is a public case.
It is only the public. It is only the public.
Hold on. If they think that Baba Mohbad's lawyer is on the right track, they won't need to recommend or tell a public lawyer to come represent them. You understand? Yeah, it's a public.
I disagree with that.
But it's because they are not satisfied with.
I disagree with that, man. With all due respect.
Go ahead.
You see, when you are not at the inquest, you are in the abroad, and you get reports and submission from whoever is feeding you. Okay. And with that, you are concluding that the lawyers are not doing enough. You see, Kekran, this is where I want to start engaging, and I'm going to ask you some questions. You made a point, and I would like that you retract that statement. You said, I do not know who has recommended Professor Smith. I don't know who recommended him. And in all honesty, it is from your mouth that I'm hearing that is Aries and the rest. I don't even know who Aries is. And this is a sincere submission. Because I don't listen, I protect my mental health. The death of Mohbad is causing me enough trauma. So I try to censor where I go to and who I listen to. It is because there was diversionary opinion and different unasserted report from inquest. That was when I decided to start attending inquest myself. This person will say A, this person will say B. So for you to say a lawyer is not doing enough, it must not be based on third-party submission. It should be based on what you have experienced yourself. I stay in Lagos. I work in Abuja. I worked it that I stay today so that I can attend inquest. I was supposed to have returned back to my station. So if you want first-hand information, you go to the inquest. You don't rely on what third party has given you. And I'm going to my question, but let me make some things clear. You see, when you say public lawyer, is the lawyer representing the entire public or a section of the public? I would say that if the public wants a lawyer, there are different interests where so many parties like hosts and people who have been fighting for justice, were they contacted to say we are doing this? So it is at the discretion. I'm not saying that the magistrate is biased or not biased. I do not have empirical evidences to confirm or to say that, or maybe it's too early for me to start insinuate or start concluding that she can be, but she may be biased. I'm not saying she's not. But if we look at the facts and the events of things that has been happening so far, it was even Barrister Shitu who said that I received, and the magistrate said she did not receive, whether she was feigning ignorance or not. You see that she was trying to ask, is the nurse available? Was the nurse around before she rose? And she came back and said, there's a stay of proceeding. So believe you me sincerely, I have not put up anybody for dragging. This is the same way we spoke about Yomi Fabiyi. They said we were dragging Yomi Fabiyi. He came to be, or he did not come to be. At the end of the day, showed you one jar, bikoja. So I am telling you that I have not sent anybody for dragging. I have stated the fact. If a section of the public has brought a lawyer, and for whatever reason, the magistrate had thought that, the magistrate did not actually say that you cannot be part of it. Let's get it clear. So don't come here and say that it's a public hearing. Why would they not allow? They were allowed, my brother Kekran. They were allowed. They said, come and ask questions. In fact, there was part of the public who asked the magistrate question today. Moses, he raised up his hand and cross-examined the pathologist. Did the magistrate stop him? Did you say that part? That a member of the public asked questions, cross-examined the pathologist today? I did not even remember to say it. So how has the magistrate, in all honesty, my brother, stopped Barrister Smith? He said we cannot include you, but you are free to come to the court and you are free to ask questions. So if the court has there are some things that are legally right. There are also some things that are morally right. If for the fact, this is where my emotion stepped in, for the fact that the father of the court is saying, come, but you can go to a length. Why not use other method? You can persuade them. You can make them see reasons. You went to the court and you ought the proceeding because they said your lawyer must come. They are not the only public, do you know? I am also a member of the public. And I say I can't vouch for Barrister Smith. I don't know Barrister Smith. Can all the public and all of us, Yeye Kudi, all the justice fighter, Rich Grace, Bukky Jesse, can we all vote and say this is the public lawyer we want? Then we know it's I've recommended a public lawyer before. I recommended Abiodun Kolawole because I feel that she's smart. If you remember Yeye, I've recommended a lawyer on this platform. I have done that. So the question now is not involving a lawyer at this point. The magistrate herself, she's tired. She's tired.
Okay, can I interject there?
Yes,
ma'am. Can I interject there? If you ask me on this matter, I would not say a thing, and I will be quiet. And I have my reason. I think you should leave it to Baba Mohbad and his legal team to decide and do the needful. They want to work with, we are not going to put our mouths. I'm not going to downgrade anybody and say no, I'm not going to put my mouth. Anyhow they choose to do it, they should do it. Specifically, the public, we are waiting on the next Corona inquest. Do you understand, Biodun? I will talk to you behind camera. I think
I understand, ma. If the lawyer, if Papa is saying, I welcome your opinion, and this is where emotional intelligence comes in. 1 minute, please. 1 minute, please. 1 minute. 1 minute.
What was the question?
This 1 minute, please. 1 minute. This is where emotional intelligence comes in. This is somebody who has lost a child. You feel that your interest or your input supersedes everything that is being done. I think it's not emotional intelligent enough. It's not enough for you to go and stall the proceeding. That's what I'm saying. But should they be part of the inquest? Yes, I agree. Believe you me, what type of relationship do you think that the whole team we have? They will be countering them in the court, just the same way they countered the state council today when he was trying to divert the attention. You must be emotionally intelligent. You must sit. You can't work in silo. You can't work alone. You cannot exist on this case alone.
The only reason why I'm not going to also put my mouth is that this case has lingered on for too long. To be sincere, if there's anything we can do to fast track it and make it make sense, I think it is now. I am so tired. Not only just tired that I'm not, I am just wondering why we've not forged our heads from anywhere. We are so backwards in this matter. It is so slow. It is like a snail.
Yeah. You see, I will tell you why.
1 step forward and 100 steps backwards. And this has been going from September to October.
Go ahead, please. I can hear you. You said
I'm not supporting any of
I did not say.
I know. I'm not supporting. A state who held the sample for 4 months.
I noticed that the public, everybody is frustrated. We are tired. We are tired. In fact, we should not. 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 We should not.
Even though the lawyer was not there, we will listen to what they want to say. The court will take an action based on the nurse, or give a recommendation, or give a date. There will be a step forward. Do you understand?
The nurse wasn't.
Let me say.
Get me. What I'm saying is that
I think on this Bankole has messed up. Number one, I did not say you. I did not equate you that you mentioned Aries. I was saying it in the comment section, and that was why I had to mention that. I did not say you said so. I was saying when you were talking.
Do you agree?
When you were talking, you were mentioning Aries, and that was why I had to correct that notion that they would not say go and say that.
Okay, I've listened to you, Kekra. But Kekra, do you agree? Do you agree?
Why so much?
Do you agree?
Kekra,
do you agree? There are cases, that instances like this, and what is causing the delay? Number one, the state held the sample for 4 months. They didn't do anything. That's one of the reasons. At the end of the day, we were moving forward. And today, we would have taken.
That is the more reason we need a public lawyer. That is the more reason we need a public lawyer. The thing is this.
Kekra,
I don't know how.
Please let me make my point. That you will now say it. I agree with you 1,001%. Kekra, I agree with you 1,001% that we need a public lawyer. Yeye Kudi can attest to the fact that I've also made that recommendation on this platform before, that we need a public lawyer. That means that my commitment to getting a public lawyer is unwavering. If you don't please know this and know peace, I agree with you that we need a public lawyer. What I do not agree with is that how is the public lawyer sourced? A section of the public, somebody is representing me as a public, is representing you, is representing Yekudi. Do we have access to the public lawyer? How can somebody be representing me and I don't have access? That means that a section of the public.
I think that is the reason why they did not accept the Bankole man and the Smith man.
Exactly, yeah.
Because I believe that Baba Mohbad's legal team do not want to work with them so that they are not privy to information to themselves. I think that is just what is being played.
That is why they got it, and that's why they got it wrong.
How?
And that is why they got it wrong.
How did they get it wrong? Because that's what has been played out on the social media. That's what they've always played out on the social media.
That is why I said in the first place.
So if somebody now is representing from Bankole and Smith now, let's say they are working for, some people said Aries. I don't know who the person is working, but I've heard that name from Aries. But some people are saying it's Ada Universe. They'll be reporting to Ada Universe. That is what they do not want. I think the legal team don't want that. I think the legal team just want to be by themselves and work together and not, furnish the public. Whatever they want to tell the public, they will do it through their publicists. That is what they do not want. And I don't know why people do not. Yeah, because it's a case. I said they've declared it a homicide case. You understand? I don't know why people are saying it's a public case. Because
K-Crown is not considering the facts.
Do you know that
K-Crown is not considering the facts. You are not considering the facts, that there are fractions in this justice for Mohbad.
Do you know ideally?
I'm not aware. I don't know. That's
what Baba Mohbad does not know what.
Do you know the idea? Baba Mohbad doesn't need a lawyer as of now. Baba Mohbad doesn't need a lawyer as of now.
He's not a lawyer. He's the person working.
That is Baba Mohbad's prerogative.
He's not his lawyer.
It's a public case.
Said it here. People in Mohbad is not that lawyer.
What are you saying?
What are you saying? Please stop. It is government that is prosecuting. It is not them. They are not the ones. It is the government that is prosecuting.
It's fact-finding mission. It's not prosecuting.
No.
That's the way I understand.
No, Biadu is not used like the rest.
No, please, I don't like that voice. Please,
sorry, I think there's a miscommunication. I think there's a miscommunication here.
Yeah.
Ideally, what I don't know the name, but ideally, the way it's supposed to be is Mohbad's family, which is Baba, the state, the prosecutor is automatically their lawyer.
Yes.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Correct.
Baba doesn't need a personal lawyer.
Yes.
The prosecutor, meaning the state. That's why when you go to any court, or at least if it's a court that's working, it's supposed to be Baba, the family, the prosecutor, which is automatic, especially when it comes to murder, homicide, assault, all these things, right?
Correct.
The state is the lawyer. Baba doesn't even need to near a lawyer. Even it gets to the point where the state, the prosecutor, will give Baba what we call victim services, meaning Baba is the victim.
Exactly.
Baba doesn't even need to smell a lawyer, know a lawyer.
Baba got Sanshitu. Do you understand? This state prosecutor is also there.
I understand, but this is where this is why I say I blame the state, because the state now it's apparent. Now it's not like Dio is talking. It's apparent that the state which will be the police will be under the umbrella of the state, who reports to the prosecutor. It is apparent now that they collected sample. If it's Mohbad sample, they waited on it for 4 months. Did nothing. So that means from the get-go, they were not even interested in prosecuting the case at all. So it is
because Baba Mohbad does not have trust in them. That is why he has his own.
That's why I'm saying it is understandable now in this case that Baba, who doesn't know any legalities when it comes to Nigerian law, rules, regulation, it is understandable now that seeing that there's a failed state, it's understandable now at this point that Baba has his own personal lawyer.
Exactly.
He'll be able to even ask questions, because if I'm being honest with you, even police officers don't know all the rules and regulations and law.
Can I shock you?
Right?
He's had one from beginning. David something was the person he started with, followed by Odumosu, then Shitu. Now Odumosu and Shitu are still working. I mean, they are still there. Do you get what I mean? It's the first guy, David, that of course is gone. You understand? So he's still there. So I think they feel comfortable with that. And this Bankole man and the Shitu and the Smith, I heard about this Bankole was recommended by Aries. You understand? In fact, the brouhaha between them is as a result of, I've heard at one point at the inquest where I heard Bankole was also refused to represent the public. I heard, I'm not too sure if I'm correct. So the Smith man, I don't know him. I think today is the day he came to the court.
Yeah. The name is Bankole Smith. It's one person. Yes, Bankole Smith.
Okay. So he's
It's Ada Universe. Ada Universe, not Aries.
He said I heard his name from.
This is what I want to say.
Wait now, people should wait. I heard his name from Aries. Me, I don't know Ada Universe. It was Aries that mentioned it, and Susan to Mr. Miwa on the phone. I was on the phone with them. So if I'm talking about that Bankole, I'll be referring to Aries. You understand? Now, if he's the one that he wants to work with them by force, by fire, I'm not in a position to say why can't they allow it. What I know, I'm so sure of, is that Mr. Miwa does not want a situation whereby the public will be privy to information. You understand? And if he has to work for Miss Baba Mohbad, won't he be privy to information? He has to be privy to information. And that's what they don't want. So I don't know. And for me, I think people should leave them to read. I think so, but I'm not going to. I don't want to put myself in there.
This is what people don't understand.
Solve anything. I'm not interested.
This is what people don't understand.
No, do you want, if it's on this matter of the lawyer, leave it to them to solve their thing. That's where I'm going. I think people don't understand is when man, I wish I could open people's mind. When people start suggesting lawyers, you have to remember that when you bring in a new counsel, the counsel has to now read everything from day one, minute one, to be able to catch up. So sometimes it's okay to leave things the way they are. Right? Everywhere I go, it just seems like bring 5 lawyers, bring 10 lawyers, you have to understand. You should go to high court and resolve it.
Yes, let the people right now figure it out. Let them do their job. Let them do their job. It is apparent now that the state has failed Sakama J. It is clear.
How?
The autopsy.
Yeah, the autopsy and the toxicology.
Yes, ma'am. Everything that the state is supposed to stand for, which is justice, autopsy, everything, they have failed. It shouldn't have to be Baba's lawyer that should be doing the obvious and the needful, something that's supposed to be done by the state. IPO, mess up. Prosecutor, mess up. Pathologist, mess up. So Baba is fighting not
Let me not shock you. Let me shock you, boss man.
Sorry, one second. Baba is not only fighting the accused suspects. Baba is also fighting the state. Like, come on, it's so obvious. You need Jesus to come down and show. Baba is not fighting the accused. Baba is not fighting the state. Come on now.
Will you please bring Comrade Moses up?
See, let me tell you something.
He's up already.
Okay, let me say something. You see, the opinion that originally Baba Mohbad did not need a lawyer. I agree 100%. If the state did what they were supposed to do, a state who held sample for 4 months, a state
I will still correct
toxicology reports.
No, Biodun, I will correct you on that. Baba Mohbad have had lawyer from day one. So it's not a matter of a state. A state has been failing from day one, but Baba Mohbad have had lawyer from day one too. So that story doesn't tally. Baba Mohbad has had lawyer from day one. Never a time that Baba Mohbad didn't have a lawyer. If you are aware, you are aware. Day one, he had David.
I will tell you my opinion.
I remember that comrade.
I will tell you my opinion.
People recommended for Mr. Muiwa, but
Olisa Agbakoba.
They recommended him, and it was
Olisa Agbakoba.
Olisa Agbakoba. He was recommended, but they didn't take him. Odumosu, I learned they brought Odumosu after they dropped David. Then Odumosu, Mr. Miwa is the only one that agrees to lawyers. Do you understand? So Mr. Miwa brought Odumosu. Would recommend? I learned it was Guresi that brought Odumosu. I don't know how far it's true, and I'll find out. So Mr. Miwa took it. And then Shitu, I learned it was somebody again that brought Shitu. So it depends on Mr. Miwa. It's Mr. Miwa that takes. If Mr. Miwa doesn't take the lawyer, you can't work with them, because Mr. Miwa is the one that has the attorney of power, the power of attorney. So at the end of it is about. Did you see? My own is results. My own is results. And I can tell you that there's no result. That's the truth. I can tell you. How are you, Moses? But you're on the point here, Joe. Moses,
we give glory to God. Good evening. And good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Let me. I won't be sentimental, and I'm going to be candid. You see, let's not deceive ourselves. Bankole and Smith issue has to be resolved, and it has to be settled, either we like it or not. And the more we allow that issue to linger, the more we have unsettled cases, and the more we continue to delay court proceedings and rounding up of the coroner inquest. There is nothing that cannot be resolved in Bankole and Smith. Look, we had a discussion after the court today, and I made people who are close to the magistrates to understand that she herself needs to bury
No, excuse me, sorry, let me interject you there. No justice, no peace for Mohbad. No peace for Mohbad's family. What's Mohbad's son? It's no peace for Mohbad's family. I want to not see it here. Continue. If you don't come Mohbad.
Okay. So I had, after the court today, we had a close discussion with people who are close to the magistrate, and we made them to understand that there is a need for her to bury the hatchet. And in as much she's refusing to bury the hatchet, the more we remain in the same position. And what do I mean by that? The magistrate herself has issues with Bankole and Smith. And the issue was that there was a publication that arrows towards her. And she had disagreement as regards that publication. And she felt Bankole and Smith was the one who sponsored that publication. And by that, she wanted them out of the inquest by all costs. These guys, yeah. And these guys.
Can you give us the publication? What is the tone of
the publication tone of that publication?
Please go ahead. We want to know. So I will understand. What happened? What happened is from your side, or comrade. Can somebody talk? Comrade, is from your side, though.
It's from side, yes, it's from side.
Maybe his network is bad.
It's his network. Obviously.
Okay, I think he has dropped. Maybe you should request again and come up.
The other two dropped.
I think it's the network.
Okay.
I want to Facebook for me to Kuni. Emma Bin.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Mo plug ya ṣe kò wọnú ná. Ọlọ. Mo kàn rí pé went off. Mi ò mọ̀. Mi mọ̀ pé kò plug yẹn ò sí.
What is sending request? Why is building to?
I should tap. Mi ò mọ̀ pé kò wọnú ná. Ó kù.
Check out your Bankole and Smith is ledger. Caso the cocoa.
Kí la fẹ́ sọ? The case is stagnant. Kí ni nǹkan tó fẹ́ sọ tó ní kan?
No, some other things that are called out.
Case dúró nìyẹn náà. Bankole and Smith àti àwọn ṣìtù nìyà. Ó dẹ̀ ní ká sọ di kókó. Kókó wo la fẹ́ sọ? Lákọ̀ máa ń kó wá sí.
If you could be that is everything option in court thing.
Yeah, that's all. The case couldn't proceed because the High Court injunction, I don't know. That's it. I don't know to that dúró sí.
What's it called? Yeye?
Yes, darling.
You see, it's so obvious. I didn't want to say that before. That there's a personal scuffle between. In fact, if you see the tone of the magistrate, you will know that there is a personal scuffle between her and
hold on, we have to continue.
Bankole Smith.
I want to quickly use the bathroom. I'm coming back
Okay.
now. Go ahead.
So it's so
I'm
obvious.
waiting for comrade to come and tell us what
No
the
problem.
is.
Yes, it's obvious. But this is my point, and I will stand on it. You see, when power tussle is being played out, if I were the people who had sought the services of a public lawyer, I would not use my personal interest to stall a case that has already been dragging. And finally, we were moving some steps forward. And you feel that it's now time for you to bring in that and stall the case. That is what I'm against. Do I agree that Bankole Smith should be part of the proceeding? 1001%. But do I agree? Let me take that back. Let me say it again. Do I agree that there should be public lawyer? Yes. Should the public lawyer be Bankole Smith? I don't know. It could be, it could not be, or it should not be. If it should be, must Bankole Smith now come to say, I'm representing the entire public? Oh, I am answerable to the public. I am member of the public. Bossman is member of the public. Toby is member of the public. Signed by Toby is member of the public. The public that they are talking about. Because if we want orderliness in this matter, we cannot take Yekudi Scotland cannot take their public lawyer. Yomi cannot take their public lawyer.
Bring sense up.
Everybody cannot take their public lawyer. That means that there should be one public lawyer representing the interest of all. If I cannot access, should Bankole Smith rework their procedures and ensure that I can reach out by mail, by WhatsApp, or through so many points of contact, and I'm able to get feedback. But if Bankole Smith is going to be reporting to a section of the public, I think that is unbalanced and that is unfair. I do not think that we need that kind of public lawyer. We need a public lawyer who is going to represent the interest of everybody. And I can send a mail to that lawyer and I will get the feedback. Hello?
All right, so Comrade is not here.
He's coming back.
Comrade is not back.
I have a question here.
Can I ask my question, please?
Yes, now. I told you, Ari, comrade. Moses.
I want to ask you because you're the one who is a lawyer here. And my question is, wait, let me wait for you to come back. Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah. So my question is, because the inquest is already ongoing, can that public lawyer wait till this case moves to the High Court before they come on?
God bless you.
Or must they be part of
the problem is, let me be sincere with you. This inquest is taking forever. Truth be told, I'm not saying Bankole or me on interest in you, but I can tell you for truth and for fact that this inquest, I don't think there's any inquest in Nigeria that have taken this long. Go and check how long inquest takes. It's taking forever. If he decides to wait, just as he's so much interested in representing the public, do you know how long more we are going to wait at the inquest? It's taking forever. You can imagine. You can imagine. The nurse is not turning up. Naira Marley and Kwan, they are not turning up. The nurse especially, by now should... By now, we should have gone past that long ago. What are you people saying?
Moses, please, let me quickly ask this question. Moses, sorry, let me quickly ask, please, sorry.
Our public, no.
Moses, please, sorry, let me quickly ask. So, if Bankole and Smith come on board now, are they not going to restart the inquest all over again?
No.
Okay. I thought they would
But they will be privy to information that they probably don't want, you understand, anybody to have. Like, you know how people will be using it to come out doing chats,
they probably would be telling them, and that's what maybe Mr. Miwa doesn't want. I don't know. Oh yeah, go ahead, Moses. Go ahead.
Madam Biodun Lawa. I don't know how I got disconnected. I'm trying to catch up with your argument, your point of argument. But let me make my submission. When I make my submission, I will try to get clarification as regards your point of argument. Then we will be able to align ourselves to a point. Now, look, I don't know, maybe my own reasoning and my own thinking is different from the way other people think. But this is the thing. There is a Yoruba adage that says, Okun kuenwaruru kashikini kawaruru. This issue, we just need to apply wisdom, knowledge, and understanding and resolve it. Like I was saying, that there was a crisis between Bankole and Smith and the magistrate. And what was the cause of that crisis? Was that there was a publication in the news magazine as regards the magistrate of her incompetency to handle the case of this global recognition, global attention, our experiences, and even the publication went down to being compromised on handling this matter.
Okay.
And the woman felt embarrassed, felt offended, and the camp that sponsored that publication was having alliance with the foundation who brought Bankole and Smith. And the woman was now like, I'm going to deal with this matter. And therefore, the lawyer representing this
so it's TikTok
that dissented at the inquest. If they think denting my image and destroying my character and my authority over there. Yeah. So you see, look, let us get details of issue so that we will not be making wrong contribution that we gaslight the issue. I don't see any problem regards Bankole and Smith. We had discussion after the court today. Let me take it one after the other. We had discussion with people who are closer to the magistrate today. And I made them to understand that, look, magistrates, you want to tussle power with these people. It will also have a fallback to you. And it will also affect the pace at which we are going with the corona. And it will also slow us back.
Yes, no,
you have dealt with these people to a certain extent. Why can't you bury the hatchet and let it be so that we can continue the procedure? Look at what happened today. Those guys said we no go agree, and they went to the High Court to go and obtain an order. An order of stay of proceeding on the corona inquest that has to do with all of us at the expense of just representative of a certain organization. Look, for me, it is a matter of applying wisdom. And we pass our message to the people who are closer to the magistrates that, look, talk to this woman, bury the hatchet, and let us move on. Let these people come in. If they come in, they are not adding, they are not removing. All we are after is unraveling the cause of death. Corona is all about investigation. Now, Bankole and Smith coming in, I saw the affidavit sent by the Attorney General of the Lagos State, stopping them from participating at the inquest, and I read the content. And I saw the application filed by Bankole and Smith to participate in Corona inquest. I saw the application filed by Shitu to participate in Corona inquest. The content, look, this thing is all about wisdom. We don't need to be arguing and fighting ourselves over a zero matter. Yekudi, you are a practicing lawyer. You are a practicing lawyer. I am not a lawyer by profession. I am an engineer. Look, the content of the application of Bankole and Smith, as Shitu's application has 75-85% of the same content. So if you are saying Bankole and Smith should not come into the Corona, the only negative effect it's having on us is drawing us back. Even if they come tomorrow, the same content of Shitu has 75%, 80% content of Bankole and Smith. So,
okay. When you are talking to the public, when you say content, what is it that they are bringing to the table that you say their content?
Good. Yeah. Take a look at it. What is their application? Their application is calling back the nurse, calling back Naira Marley, calling back Sam Larry, calling back Wumi, calling back Darusha, calling back the driver, calling back the person that drive Mohbad from the house to the clinic. Everybody. Now, what is the content of Shitu's application? Almost 75-85% content of Shitu's application contains Bankole and Smith's application. So why are we using the privilege of Bankole and Smith in the Corona inquest to draw us back? Even if they come today, we are already treating the content of their application. I don't know if you are getting what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get you. So it will just be that as Sam Shitu, I'm sorry, I said Sam Shitu. Sam Shitu have cross-examined, Bankole too will cross-examine, and drill the witness or whoever, suspect or anything.
Exactly. And we'll continue like that, and we'll end it like that. So, which information? Look, for clarification's sake, which information does Bankole and Smith contain that they want to prevent from the public to hear, or they want to prevent from certain individual to hear? No, look. I keep on wondering every day, and I tried as much as possible to use my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to try and explain some certain things to people, but they don't want to listen. Leave Bankole and Smith alone. They don't have any spectacular information that you are preventing from the public from knowing, or from certain individuals from knowing.
You know that if they are privy to if they come in, you understand?
Okay.
We have to work with Shitu. You know, Dumosu is working with Shitu as at now. So we have to work together too. You know, they cannot come. They can't just come separately. They will not, of course, drive to the court separately, but they will still have to, because there's some information that they need to pass to each other and they need to work together. Are you getting? And those are probably things that they do not want to.
Confidential information. Now, let me tell you something. This thing can.
Okay, let me give you an example. Let me just cite it's just my own opinion. You understand? Like an example now, they carried out the private autopsy and toxicology. It is only normal for them to share this information, the results and everything, with Bankole if he comes on board. Are you making sense? And they probably do not want to do that because, of course, Bankole holds it more to his whoever is paying his bills. You get what I mean? And then they will tell them some things, and this is what probably they don't want. They want to just confidentiality.
Okay. From my own perspective, as at now, from Baba's direction and the family's direction, Bankole and Smith has not been accepted by them. and is not accepted as at today. So there has not been any tete-a-tete, that is head-to-head discussion between even the father and even the father's lawyer, and to come together on a roundtable discussion to say, this is what we want, this is what we don't want. If you want to work with us, Bankole and Smith, they are senior lawyer, senior advocate of Nigeria. Smith is a senior lawyer. And I don't think Baba's lawyer, Bankole, Professor Smith, sitting together on a roundtable discussion cannot come together or cannot come to a compromise, to an agreement of what we want and what we don't want. So that has not happened. So if you are saying if they come with us, there are informations that they will be privy to that we will not want your sponsor to have knowledge of. Have they come together on the table? He's a professor of law. He's a senior advocate of Nigeria. If they, let me round up. And this is my. I'm not defending Bankole and Smith. I'm just fighting the cause of justice for Mohbad, and I don't want a situation where
lawyers, of course they work together.
Yeah, and I don't want
for Baba Mohbad, they work together.
Yeah. I only don't want the situation where flimsy issues will deprive us the pace of our movement.
I'm just
yeah, so let me round up, and this is my summary. My summary is have they sat together on a round table and discussed, and there was a disagreement?
There was a point, yes.
Okay.
At some point, which I heard with my ears.
Okay.
Odumosu and Bankole were introduced to each other. Yes.
Yeah,
are you aware of that?
I was aware, and I asked Professor Smith.
And I must let you know, and let me not say it because they will say I'm amiable. So let me not say it.
I asked Professor Smith. I asked Professor Smith that was it true that you were introduced to Odumosu and the alliance could not work? And the man is an old man, and he said, yes, we contacted Odumosu, that some organization paid us to come and participate in justice for Mohbad. Okay. Can we work together? The man said, and I quote, we were shown by Odumosu. And considering Odumosu as a junior lawyer, we will not be able to take that. Okay. That was what he said.
Okay.
That was what he said.
Not the only thing. That wasn't the only thing.
Well, yeah, but that was the one I was privileged to.
Don't do amebo. Don't do amebo.
Do you want to ask your question first before I engage Moses? You want to ask your question first?
Wait, let Moses finish, then I'll ask my question. Moses, are you done?
Well, I am done, and I've made my point that we need to just take things easy.
You kind of touched on my question. Because I think you touched on my question. Because I wanted to, at first you said there's an issue between the magistrate and Bankole and Smith. Okay, but it appears that there are three parties now. So there is Bankole and Smith on one hand, there is the magistrate on another hand, and then there is Sanchitu and Odumosu on another hand. So even if Bankole and Smith and the magistrate, even when they reconcile and they agree to work together, we also need to ensure that Odumosu, Sanchitu, and Bankole and Smith also agree to work together. Do you understand what I'm saying? So exactly. The roadblock we have now is on two sides. On the side of the magistrate and on the side of the lawyers.
Toby,
it's a question.
Toby, let us mind our business.
Okay.
Èmi ló ṣe mọ̀ pé tó bá yá sí tí wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí máa bú mi, ẹ̀yin máa kàn wá, ẹ máa pìtì mi, ẹ máa fi omi sí mi lórí kí o ti tó kí n má rònú. Ẹ jẹ́ ká mind the business wa. Kí wọ́n lọ sí high court. Comrade, they should go to high court and go and resolve it. They should go to high court and go and resolve it.
Well, you make a point.
Ẹ jẹ́ ká mind the business wa, Toby. Mo sọ fún yín.
Yeah, I agree with you at this point that Sanshitu knows best. They should go to high court to go and resolve the issue.
Go and resolve their matter.
But let me say this. Let me say this for a note. You see, when you want to join a team,
oh yeah.
O kọ́kọ́ lọ sí newspaper. Hello, you went and you sponsored whatever against the magistrate that she's incompetent.
No, don't get it right.
No,
they are not the one.
Don't get it wrong. It's the people that employ the service. They have an organization. They share data. Well, you know, they talk to it's not
let me clarify.
Never have done that. Knowing those things that they always do on the social media, going to block people, put people's face, put their mother, and insult them. You will not see a lawyer doing that shenanigans.
Benny, one chasing magistrate.
And
sorry. It's not bad college.
It's not them.
It's not that man that did it.
No. And at the end of the day,
organization to shake in here, Abi.
Yes,
what do you think the magistrate?
People were abusing me for him. Although he should put in later, but he's not the one that sent them. When I came out to say,
I yield my mic then.
Odumosu is not competent. So it's not, let me tell you, the Muiwa that went and was crying up and that he wants to sue me, is it Odumosu that sent him? So I just come out sọ̀rọ̀ síbi tí ọ̀rọ̀ wà.
Exactly. And even at the end of the day, at the end of the day, we even discovered that the NGO does not even know anything about that publication. It was a particular people that went and did the publication, not even the NGO.
It's possible. It's possible. So anybody could have done it. That's what they do on the social media. That if it, and you can imagine how painful it is for that magistrate. Lórí ọ̀rọ̀ justice for Mohbad, ẹ fẹ́ bà career ẹ̀ jẹ́, ẹ gbé lọ sínú newspaper. Ẹ gbé lọ sínú newspaper, ẹ kó ìṣe ilé yín, ẹ kó lọ síta. Nítorí pé èèyàn fẹ́ ṣe justice for Mohbad, ẹ fẹ́ bà ayé àwọn èèyàn jẹ́, ẹ máa ṣe chat, ẹ jókòó, ẹ jẹ́ kí àdírẹ́sì yẹn. Ẹ jókòó, ọ̀rọ̀ tí ò gbákùgbé ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ ń wọ́n èèyàn, ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ sáwọn èèyàn ṣàkàṣàkà. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ tẹ́nìkan ò bí ẹ ń sọ̀rọ̀ magistrate, ẹ ń bà magistrate jẹ́, ẹ ń bà gbogbo ẹ̀ jẹ́. Ọ̀rọ̀ justice for Mohbad, majority of you tẹ́ bàjẹ́ ní GCDA ni ẹ̀yin ọmọ burúkú, ẹ̀yin ọmọ òṣì, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ máa ṣe nǹkan tẹ́bí pé ẹ máa bà nǹkan jẹ́ ni. Òun ló débi tá dé yìí tá a fi tí ì rí justice for Mohbad. Many of you, that's what you do. Ẹ gbé ìwà yín, ẹ gbé wọ inú justice for Mohbad. Ẹ ń bà nǹkan jẹ́, ẹ bú anybody, ẹ gbé anybody báyìí, ẹ gbé wọn. Magistrate yẹn, she has a right to be pained. She has a right to be pained. Ẹ wá ẹrò pé electrician ni àbí ẹni tó ń fún sorry èyí tẹ́ bá jẹ́ electrician àbí fọbọ́ kan ni. Ẹ mọ nǹkan tó tẹ̀ kí ọ̀ tó débi tó dé yẹn, ẹ̀kọ́ ẹ lọ publish ragamuffin yín káàkiri, ẹ fẹ́ fi bà career ẹni yẹn jẹ́. Do you know what it takes to be well read and you become a magistrate? Do you know what it takes?
Yeah. She's always saying that international whatever is watching, that they are watching, they are listening to all the things you are saying about her. She's
Even if international is not watching, I say it all the time. If somebody comes here and says he's a doctor, I am not a doctor, so I have no right to say he's incompetent. If somebody is a lawyer, the person is a magistrate or a judge, why would you be saying they don't know anything, they are incompetent? You understand? It is wrong. When people say it, I feel very bad. No matter what, we must respect people's profession and let them do what they have to do. We're not lawyers. You understand what I'm trying to say? When people go about and say, Sanshitu here is not doing anything, this one is not doing anything, they are incompetent, they don't know. Maybe we should go there and go and wear the wig since we are the competent
The only thing that I must say is that this process and this proceeding and everything regarding justice for Mohbad is slow. That was my cry out regarding Odumosu then, until they brought in Sanshitu. Yeah? But I must say, it is absolutely terribly so slow. It is slow. Truth be told, it is slow. I have never seen, I don't know if that's how it works in Nigeria, where an inquest will go for 1 year and it doesn't still have head nor tail. So we are most likely going to carry on like this for 5 years.